Part 1. The Forgotten Signal. The dust of RS-9 hung thick in the cold air. The planet had long been abandoned. A small moon orbiting a dead world. Few ships came here, and fewer species had walked its barren surface. Keyleth, a Vorshai xenoarchaeologist, moved carefully through the ruins, his many eyes scanning every crack in the stone. Beside him, a small team of aliens from different worlds followed, each curious about what lay hidden beneath the moon's surface. "We've been digging for weeks," said Lyra, a young translator from the planet Taurus. Her voice was nervous, but her eyes were wide with excitement. "And we still do not know what built this place." Keyleth nodded. "Ancient architecture like this is rare. If we are correct, it could predate even the oldest records in the Council archives." The team reached a section of the ruin that seemed different from the rest. The walls were smooth, almost metallic under the dust, and at the center was a sealed chamber. Strange symbols covered the surface, etched deep into the metal. They did not match any language in the Council's databases. Keyleth ran a clawed hand over the markings. "This is unlike anything I have seen," he said. "It is not just old. It is older than known history." Lyra leaned closer. "I think I see patterns. Maybe a language." "Yes, a language, but not one we know." Keyleth tapped on the control panel beside the door. A low hum ran through the air. Lights flickered along the edges of the chamber as it slowly opened. Inside, tall pillars stood in a circle, each one glowing faintly. They pulsed with a rhythm that felt almost like a heartbeat. The team stepped inside carefully, the floor cool beneath their feet. The central pillar began to shine brighter than the others. Lyra gasped. It's projecting something." From the pillar, holograms appeared. They were blurry at first, shifting shapes, then the figures became clearer. Tall humanoids, walking among structures that looked far more advanced than anything the Council had built. Keyleth's eyes widened. These are intelligent beings," he whispered. "And they are human-shaped?" Lyra frowned. "I have no record of any species like this in the galaxy, not even in the oldest archives." A soft voice echoed from the pillar, repeating a single word. It was quiet but clear, as if the chamber itself spoke. "Humans. Humans. Humans." Keyleth stepped back. "Humans? I have never heard this word before. Does it mean a species? Or something else?" Lyra shook her head. "I do not know. But it is repeated everywhere in the projection. It must be important." They took samples, scanned the pillars, and sent the data to the Council. Keyleth wrote a report carefully, explaining the ruins, the pillars, the holograms, and the strange word, humans. The Council archivist who received the report, a stern Urathi named Zoran, frowned. He looked at the symbols, the patterns, and the holograms. "Ancient. Yes. But there is no proof this species ever existed. It could be a myth, a story left by older civilizations." One counselor, Evir, leaned forward. Unlike others, Evir was patient and curious, not quick to dismiss. "We cannot ignore it," he said. "If this is real, it predates everything we know. We need a small team to verify." Soon, Evir sent a team to RS-9. Keyleth and Lyra joined them, along with two other aliens, a cautious engineer named Droll, and a scout named Miri. Together, they returned to the ruins. Lyra spent long hours analyzing the projections. The pillars responded to her touch, unfolding new symbols and shapes. Some were maps of stars. Some seemed to show structures on worlds that no one had seen. She found references to gate seeding, stellar nursery shaping, and deep-time migrations. Keyleth observed quietly. "This is remarkable. These beings, whoever they were, they did not just live here. They shaped the galaxy. Lyra's voice trembled. And the word humans appears next to symbols that might mean origin. First architects, creators. While the aliens slept that night, the chamber remained alive. The pillars hummed and pulsed, scanning nearby star systems. Unseen by anyone, a hidden device far in the void awakened. Detecting the pulse from Eris 9, it began moving silently, following the signal, and preparing for a response. The next morning, Keleth reviewed the data. "We have awakened something," he said. "Something that is listening." Lyra nodded. "It is trying to communicate back, but we cannot understand. The word, humans. It repeats, but in a way we cannot decode fully." They worked carefully, afraid of damaging the archive. Every day, the holograms showed more. Humans walking among stars, creating machines that could manipulate planets, building gates that connected worlds. Keleth realized that these beings were not just intelligent, they were architects of the galaxy. He sent another report. The Council received it with mixed feelings. Some feared it was a trap, a remnant of a power they could not control. Others wanted to learn more. The debate continued, but Evir insisted on a measured approach. "We will send a small investigation team," Evir said. "Not for conquest, not for interference, only to observe and learn. We cannot ignore this." The aliens on Eris 9 continued their work, unaware that the signal had reached far beyond their sector. In a dark region of space, far from any known map, the hidden device moved closer. It was ancient, older than any known star, and it carried sleeping humans within. The device was a station, long abandoned, yet fully functional. Inside the station, the cryo-sleep pods began to hiss. One by one, humans awoke. Ethan, a human engineer, opened his eyes to dim lights. The air smelled strange, recycled, but familiar. His body ached from long stasis, yet his mind was sharp. Where are we?" he whispered. The voice in his head answered. "Sentinel. The station. AE. You have been asleep for a long time, Ethan. Over 1,000,000 standard years. The galaxy has changed. It is time to wake." Ethan shook his head. 1,000,000 years? How is that possible? What happened? Claire, a human historian, stirred in the next pod, her eyes opened, bright and curious. She looked around. "Ethan, the station, is awake. Sentinel says we are needed. Our mission. We must find the archive that called to us." The AI, Sentinel, projected a star map. A red dot marked a location. Eris 9. Ethan and Claire studied it, shocked at the coordinates. "That moon," Ethan said. "It is far from anywhere we know. But it called to us. Humans," Claire said softly, reading the projection. "The beings the aliens found. They are looking for us. Or maybe we are looking for them." Sentinel prepared the station. Small ships were readied. Systems powered. Ethan and Claire stepped aboard a sleek human craft. The Aurora. Long hidden but fully functional, it hummed quietly, almost alive. "We must go," Ethan said. "If the archive is awake, we cannot ignore it." Claire nodded. "Let's hope the younger species are ready. They may not understand what they have found yet." As the Aurora left the station, the signal from Eris 9 pulsed stronger. The hidden device in the void followed silently, keeping pace. For the first time in 1,000,000 years, humans were moving through the galaxy again, unseen, unknown, and waiting to meet the younger species who had uncovered their long-forgotten legacy. Back on Eris 9, Keleth and Lyra watched the holograms. The word humans glowed brighter than ever. "We may have found the most important species in the galaxy," Keleth said. "And we do not even know it yet." Lyra shivered. I feel watched, but not in a bad way. As if they are waiting to see if we are ready. And somewhere, deep in the void, humans aboard the Aurora sailed toward the moon, ready to step back into a galaxy that had forgotten them long ago. The first contact of a new age was about to begin. Part 2. The Last Human Outpost. The Aurora glided silently through the empty space. Stars streaked past the viewports, distant and cold. Ethan sat at the main console, his hands moving quickly over the controls. The ship hummed softly, responding to his touch as if it remembered him. "Claire," he said, glancing at her. "Do you think they will be ready for us?" Claire studied the holographic map projected in front of her. The red dot of Eris 9 shone brightly. "The aliens there," she said slowly. "They have discovered part of our history, but they do not know who we are yet. They might be scared." Ethan nodded. "Good. Fear is easier to manage than panic." The Aurora passed through the outer edge of a dead star system. Sentinel. The station.ai projected information in a calm, mechanical voice. Energy levels stable. Course confirmed. Eris 9 remains unoccupied, aside from the research team. Estimated arrival in 48 standard hours. Claire sighed. A lot can happen in 48 hours. I just hope we are not too late. Back on Eris 9, Keleth and Lyra worked with Droll and Miri in the chamber. The pillars pulsed faintly, responding to the team's touch. Lyra traced her fingers along the symbols. Fascinated. "The word humans appears again," she said, "and this time, it seems more urgent, almost like a call." Droll frowned. "A call? Are you saying someone is listening to us?" Lyra nodded. "I do not know how, but yes. Someone is responding." Miri's antennae twitched nervously. "Should we prepare for visitors?" Keyleth looked at the team, serious. "We do not know what is coming, but we must be calm. We are explorers, not warriors. If someone comes, we learn first." Meanwhile, the Aurora approached the outer system. Ethan checked the sensors again. Nothing unusual so far. The moon's gravity is weak. Docking will be easy. Claire's eyes narrowed. "Ethan, we have to be careful. The Council may have sent security ships. If they see us too early, it could cause panic." Ethan smiled faintly. "We will appear as observers. No weapons, unless absolutely necessary." The Aurora slowed as it entered orbit around Eris 9. Below, the dusty surface stretched endlessly, barren and gray. The ruins of the ancient structures glinted faintly under the distant star. "There it is," Ethan said. "The chamber. Sentinel has verified its location. It is still active." Claire looked out the viewport, a mix of excitement and worry on her face. "I never imagined we would return to this place. It feels alive." They prepared the landing shuttle. The craft separated from the Aurora and descended toward the ruins. Small thrusters kicked up dust as it touched the surface. Ethan and Claire stepped out carefully, their boots sinking slightly into the gray soil. "Look at this," Ethan said, pointing to the pillars. They still pulsed faintly, as if waiting. Lyra and Keleth were already there, examining the symbols. They froze when they saw the humans step from the shuttle. "What? What are you?" Keleth asked, his voice trembling slightly. He had expected strange beings, but these humans looked so ordinary, soft skin, simple clothes, but their presence carried authority. Claire smiled gently. "We are humans. The ones you have been searching for." Lyra's eyes widened. "Humans. The word. It was real." Ethan stepped forward. "We mean no harm. We are here to help," Miri whispered to Droll. "Help? They look fragile. Can they really help?" Sentinel projected a hologram between them. "Humans have technology far beyond current council standards. Their ship alone could alter planetary systems. But they are not here to fight. Keleth took a deep breath. We need guidance. The archive. We cannot fully understand it. Claire nodded. Then we will show you. The archive is safe. We can explain the symbols, the gates, the structures. Your species is ready to learn if you listen carefully. For the next hours, humans and aliens examined the pillars together. Ethan demonstrated how the Aurora could interface with the archive. The symbols responded, unfolding into maps of star systems, gate networks, and ancient human structures. Lyra traced her fingers along the holographic lines. This is incredible. Some of these systems we thought were empty are marked. Claire nodded. Humans built networks across the galaxy. Not all of them are active anymore, but the structures remain. They were meant to be durable, lasting far beyond our presence. Droll shook his head. Why leave so much behind? Why not take it all with you? Ethan answered simply. Our goal was never ownership. We wanted stability. We left tools and guidance so younger species could manage the galaxy without direct control. Our goal. Keleth looked closely at the symbols. But, if humans are gone, some of these systems could fail. There are warnings here about collapse, about entropy, about gates becoming unstable. Claire's face grew serious. Yes. Some systems are reaching their limits. That is why we woke. We detected the archive calling. It is time to ensure the galaxy does not lose what was carefully built. Miri's voice was cautious. So, you will repair it? All of it? Ethan smiled faintly. We can help. But the goal is not to control. It is to teach you to repair it yourselves. Humans can guide, not rule. The aliens listened carefully. Lyra was fascinated by the human logic. You do not want power. You want understanding. And teaching. Claire nodded. We once ruled by knowledge, not by force. That is why humans disappeared. When we reached the point where presence was not needed, we withdrew. Now, only our tools remain, and some systems are aging. Keleth studied the maps projected by the pillars. We have discovered that humans shaped entire regions. Gates, star clusters, even political structures were influenced, Ethan said quietly. Yes, we guided, not dictated. You learned to survive, to organize. We only step in when danger is too great. Hours passed as they worked. The pillars began to reveal more of the archive. Holographic images showed humans moving through star systems, constructing immense networks, stabilizing energy flows, and teaching younger species how to maintain them. The aliens watched in awe. Lyra whispered, These humans. They are like architects of the galaxy. Claire smiled. That is what they were, and what they still are. In a sense, the difference is now you are awake. You can see what we built, and you can take responsibility for it too. Keleth's voice was filled with wonder. I never imagined. A species so old, so advanced, and gone. Ethan nodded. We are not gone. Just moved on. We are here now to make sure the knowledge is not lost. Sentinel projected a warning. Some areas are unstable. Nearby systems show early signs of failure. Intervention may be required. Claire looked at Keleth. You must help us. Learn what the archive teaches. Together, we can prevent collapse. But it is not humans who will rule you. And your people must take responsibility. Keleth hesitated. We have much to learn. Can we trust that humans will not dominate? Ethan stepped forward. We have no desire to dominate. We only want the galaxy to survive. We teach, we guide, we step back. Lyra's eyes shone with excitement. Then, this is real. Humans are not a myth. They are alive, watching, and helping. As the Aurora remained in orbit, humans and aliens worked side by side. They interfaced with the pillars, unlocking knowledge long hidden. Maps, star charts, and maintenance protocols unfolded. The aliens learned how to read them, how to activate safe energy flows, and how to manage gate networks. Miri whispered. I never thought knowledge could feel alive, Claire nodded. It is alive. Every action, every star, every gate. It remembers. Humans built this with care. It is not just a machine. It is a living system. Keleth smiled faintly. Then humans. They wanted life to continue. Even if they left, Ethan said softly. Yes. They always wanted life to continue. That is why we left watchers, stations, and tools. And now, the galaxy is ready to learn. As night fell over the gray dust of RS-9, the pillars glowed brighter than before. The Aurora's soft hum echoed through orbit. Humans and aliens stood together, studying the past, preparing for the future. Somewhere deep in the void, other hidden human stations began to stir, sensing the awakening of the archive. One by one, they began responding, following protocols written millions of years ago, ready to step back into a galaxy that had long forgotten them. Keyleth looked at Ethan and Claire. I feel as if the galaxy itself is holding its breath. Claire smiled. It is. And soon, everyone will remember what it means to be guided, not ruled, by humans. And with that, the first true meeting between humans and the younger species began. Lessons of the past, tools for the future, and a reminder that even the oldest species could still protect the galaxy they once shaped. Part 3. The galaxy starts to remember. Back on Eris-9, the dust hung in the cold air, and the pillars glowed faintly as humans and aliens worked together. Keleth, Lyra, Ethan, and Claire studied the archive, unlocking ancient knowledge. Outside, the barren landscape stretched endlessly, silent, except for the faint hum of the Aurora. In orbit, news of the discovery had reached the Council. Councillor Evir arrived with a small investigative team to review the site. The sleek council ship landed not far from the ruins. A security officer named Rana, direct and alert, stepped out, scanning the surroundings carefully. Report, Evir said to Keleth as he approached the chamber. What exactly have you found? Keleth gestured at the glowing pillars, ancient structures, older than recorded history, and beings. We do not fully understand them yet, but the archive calls them humans. It shows their work, their influence, their technology. Rana's voice was sharp. Humans? That is a myth. We have no record of such a species existing in this galaxy. Claire stepped forward, her calm voice cutting through the tension. We are humans. The species you call myth exists. We were once active across the galaxy. We shaped star systems, built networks, and guided younger civilizations. Lyra's eyes widened. I cannot believe it. All this time, humans, real humans, were alive? Keyleth nodded. And now they are here. They are showing us the archive. Evir motioned for everyone to sit. A holo conference was projected, connecting council representatives from distant systems. The room filled with voices from many worlds. Some skeptical, some curious, and some frightened. This archive, Evir began, shows humans as a species older than any known records. Some claim they guided the galaxy in ways we cannot fully understand. Now, 2 humans have appeared, claiming to return. How do we respond? One counselor, a reptilian named Tarak, hissed. This is dangerous. If humans truly exist and have technology beyond ours, they could control us all. We cannot allow it. Another counselor, a soft-spoken being named Mina, said, or perhaps they can teach us. We do not have to fear knowledge. We can learn from it. Carefully. All, Rana spoke bluntly, We cannot risk it. What if they are lying? What if this is a trap? Keyleth raised a hand. We have seen their technology. The Aurora alone could alter planetary systems. But they have not shown aggression. They are here to help, Claire addressed the council. Humans are not here to dominate. We guide. We teach. And we step back. Our mission is not to rule, but to ensure the galaxy's stability. The archives you found are only a fraction of what we built long ago, Lyra added softly. And the archive is responding to them. It recognizes them. It is alive in a way we do not understand. Ethan projected the Aurora's systems onto the holo display. This ship can interface with the archive. We can repair errors, stabilize gates, and prevent systems from collapsing. But the goal is not to control. Our goal is to teach you to manage these systems yourselves, some council members whispered nervously. Tarok's claws tapped on the table. You ask us to trust an unknown species with power we cannot comprehend? Claire nodded. We do not ask for blind trust. We ask for observation. Watch what we do. See that we act only to stabilize, only to guide. Power is not the goal. It is understanding. The council debated for hours. Fears clashed with curiosity. Some members wanted to shut the archive down, fearing humans' influence. Others wanted to let them demonstrate their knowledge. Finally, Evir spoke. We will observe. Humans will show us their knowledge. But no system will be altered without council approval. If they are as they claim, this is a chance to learn from a species older than any other. Back on the ground, the humans began working with Keyleth and Lyra. Ethan interfaced the Aurora with the archive pillars. Slowly, the symbols responded. Unfolding star maps, gate networks, and structures built long ago. Miri whispered to Droll. Look at this. These are systems we thought were empty. Humans marked them. They managed entire regions we never knew existed. Keleth nodded. They are architects, not rulers. Every action is measured, deliberate, and designed to last, Claire explained. Humans built networks to stabilize energy flows, prevent wars, and guide younger civilizations. We left tools so that knowledge could continue without us being present. Lyra traced a line on the hologram. But some areas are failing. This one system here. If it collapses, many worlds could lose their gates. Chaos could follow. Ethan replied. We detected that. That is why we responded. Some systems are reaching their limits. We will help stabilize them and teach you how to maintain them. Keyleth asked. And after that, will you leave again? Claire smiled faintly. Yes. Humans do not seek to rule. Our role is guidance, not control. When the galaxy can manage itself, we withdraw. Our reasons not complaced. Hours turned into days, as humans and aliens worked together. Maps expanded, star charts updated, and the younger species began understanding the ancient systems. Lyra learned the symbols quickly, translating complex human engineering into her own species' understanding. Outside, the Aurora remained in orbit, its low hum, a reminder of power held in restraint. The council observed from afar, watching as humans corrected errors in the archive, without forcing systems to collapse. Rana whispered to Evir. I cannot believe it. They could have destroyed these gates instantly. But they do not. They are teaching. Evir nodded slowly. Yes. Fear is natural. But observe carefully. This is a rare opportunity to learn from a species older than any record, without succumbing to arrogance or aggression. Claire turned to Keleth. See the gate networks here? Some are deteriorating. We can stabilize them temporarily, but the real goal is to teach you how to repair them. Humans can guide, but not replace you. Keleth studied the maps, overwhelmed by the scale of the task. Millions of systems, all built and managed, And we are just beginning to understand. Ethan added, that is why we are here. Humans left behind guidance, but it was never meant to be used without learning. Now you have the chance. Sinterned. 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 Lyra looked at the holographic projection. I feel as if the galaxy itself is alive. Every gate, every star, it remembers humans. And now, it remembers us too. Claire nodded. Yes, humans are not myths. We shaped the galaxy, and now we are here to remind it of its own history. The past is alive, and it is teaching the present. Keleth smiled faintly. Then perhaps humans are not gone. They are watching, waiting, helping. Ethan projected a small pulse from the aurora into the network. The gates nearby flickered as errors corrected themselves. Systems that had been unstable for decades suddenly stabilized. The council's sensors confirmed it. Rana gasped. They did it. Without force. Without damage. They corrected the systems. Silently, Claire said softly. That is what humans always do. Power is not for control. It is for understanding. For guidance. For survival. Lyra traced another line on the hologram. I can see it now. Humans are everywhere in history. Shaping, guiding, teaching. And yet, they withdrew. All of this knowledge, left behind. Keleth looked at the humans. Then this is the first time in millions of years that humans and the younger species are working together openly. Ethan nodded. Yes. And it is only the beginning. The galaxy has much to learn. And humans are here to help, not to dominate. Claire projected a final hologram for the day. It showed the largest gate network in the sector, stabilized and secure. The aliens watched in awe. Miri whispered, I cannot believe it. Humans. They are not myths. They are alive. And they are helping us. Keleth added. This changes everything. Humans were once forgotten. Now, we will remember. As the aurora orbited the moon, Sentinel projected a quiet report. Other human stations, hidden across the galaxy, were beginning to wake. Slowly, systematically, humans were stepping back into a galaxy that had long forgotten them. Keleth turned to Claire and Ethan. The galaxy is starting to remember humans. It is alive again. In a way, it has not been for millions of years. Quote, Claire smiled faintly. And this is only the start. The archive is vast. There is more to show, more to teach, more to guide. Humans are here to ensure the galaxy survives and thrives. The dust of Eris 9 reflected the soft glow of the pillars. The air was silent except for the hum of the aurora. Humans and aliens worked together, bridging millions of years of history, teaching and learning. Somewhere, far beyond the moon, other human stations stirred. Sleeping humans began to wake. One by one, they prepared to respond to the galaxy, following protocols set millions of years ago, ensuring the systems humans had built continued to operate safely. Keleth whispered to Lyra. We are witnessing history. Humans, the ancient race the galaxy forgot, are not forgotten anymore. And with that, the galaxy began to remember. Systems stabilized. Knowledge returned. And humans, quiet and patient, continued their work of guidance, not rule. Shaping the future while teaching the present.